It is Thursday, the 12th day of August, and we've officially hit the dog days of summer, folks. Granted, I have no fucking clue what that actually means, but get ready to melt as we're going to be touching the sun for the next couple of days.
The weather outside is weather.
All that and more on episode number 86. The Stanley Morgan episode, the Patriots' all-time leader in receptions and reception yards by a country fucking mile. I think he's a forgotten man because he played from 77 to 89, which were, an overall lousy era for Patriots football. The Super Bowl in 85, not that good. Winning the AFC Championship in Miami was massive. So that was great. And really their Super Bowl because they got fucking trounced. But whatever. When he retired in 1990 after a year with the Colts, he was in the top 10 in the NFL for yards per reception at 19.2, which is flat out bananas. Seriously, it's crazy. When I saw that, I was like, oh wow, fuck. So I had to, like, okay, well, who would have a similar number? So I immediately went to Randy Moss. His career number, 15.5. And his season number was 19 even in his rookie year. That's fucking crazy. Almost 2 first downs per reception. That's kind of stupid to say. That Super Bowl year, though, in 85, he was pretty much shut down. He only caught 13 balls over the 4 games played, although really 13 over 3, because I didn't dig deep into the box score to see how many catches he had in the Super Bowl, but my guess is that it wasn't many. Overall, though, the guy was probably the best offensive player the Patriots had for a decade. Needs to get more love around here, but then again, so do most of that, like the pre-1994 era guys. That's what I think, It's my show. It's my 2 cents, right? But yeah, so that's all right here, right now on Complaints and Observations.
Still, the most less than average podcast on the internet. With a host who's the smartest person in the room when he's the only one there. A continuing odyssey into mediocrity. Guaranteed to make you question your life choices and your own sanity. This is Complaints and Observations with Dave LaPointe. Who the hell is Dave LaPointe?
All right, welcome to the show. Hope you're all doing very well. I'm exhausted again. Another one of those days, one of those weeks where I'm just not fucking sleeping. Not sleeping. I haven't exercised. I'm being a fucking fat, lazy shithead. Which is not good. It's not good for my physical being, my mental being. Not good. So, yeah. And I don't really have an excuse other than I'm just being lazy. But I want to talk about a handful of things today. I got a bunch of voicemails that I need to play that I promised last week. And I also want to get to this week's question of the week, which was basically just an Ask Me Anything. I was looking for a bunch of questions, looking for my meager audience to provide me with some content. And I must say, they did a heck of a job, including one question that I think I'm going to use for next week's question of the week that I'll get to shortly. But First thing I wanted to talk about is there was a story going around about a 100-year-old man who is about to stand trial because he was a guard at a Nazi concentration camp during World War II. He's 100 years old. And prosecutors in February charged the man. And it's fucking wild to me. And I love it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, all these people do need to be punished. If they were complicit, they should be punished. I just find it interesting that this is still going. And, you know, a lot of the folks that are being charged are in their mid to late 90s, or in this case, 100, where the Holocaust survivors are in their late 80s, early 90s. But it's wild that they're still hammering these people, and rightfully so. They should be. But I just find it apparently since 2001, 105 individuals were convicted, deported, denaturalized, or extradited by authorities in North America and Europe for their participation in Nazi war crimes. 105. You know, the amount of people you have to pick from isn't exactly very long. So to have 105, keep going. Like, you know, I don't think they're going to put a 100-year-old man to a German prison. Who knows? I could be wrong. But it's interesting to me. It sort of ties into, I mean, no, it doesn't tie in, so I'm not even going to bother. But I find it interesting, and I just wanted to bring it up. If you're interested, there's a ton of info. I'm getting this from the Washington Post, and they have a bunch of articles linked to the AP and to some German newspapers, Justice Department, a handful of Jewish human rights groups, things like that. So there's a lot of info out there. Check it out if you're at all interested. Check it out. I also saw today that apparently there's a bunch of wildfires in Siberia currently that are bigger than all the world's blazes combined. That's fucking gross. I mean, what the fuck? Oh, this planet is so fucked. Again, one of many reasons why I don't have children, but that's just me. What can I say? All right. Let's move on to some mostly less serious topics. Now, ask me anything. Questions, shoot, what do you got? Let's hear it. First and foremost, my friend Evan, who loves to participate in this, I think he's just, he's being a nice guy. First and foremost, the easiest one, boxers or briefs? Well, it's both. Boxer briefs. There you go. I'm sure no one really needed to know that, but now you do. Question number 2 from Nick Moore, who shit on an old lady in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Would you rather have toes for fingers or fingers for toes? It's the latter. It's fingers for toes. Because if you had fingers on your hands and fingers on your toes, I mean, you're a top 1% human being, right? Because you can do anything with your feet if you have fingers on your toes. It's a no-brainer. Who the fuck would want toes for fingers? That's fucking terrible. If you had to swap them, then I would probably just stick with the... Oh, God, that's terrible if you had to swap. Like, if it was an either or. I mean, I guess toes for fingers, if, you know. But, I mean, I would prefer to have fingers on both my hands and my feet. Simple answer, right? Yeah. Question number 3 from my buddy Scott. David, what is your season record prediction for the Patriots? I'm going to go 10-7. It's a nice small market tease, as there will be a football preview show in the coming weeks. Friday, as in if you're listening on Thursday, tomorrow, I'm going to drop the other football preview show. I had the honor of welcoming back friend of the show, Ian, and new friend of the show, John. And we had a great discussion about the other football. And it was good. Good conversation. Good talk. Talked about the Premier League. Talked a little about Messi, who, fucking shocked the world by leaving Barcelona. But yeah, that'll be coming. And then coming down the road will be the football preview show. So 10-7, I think, for the Pats. We'll see. Question number 4 from Corey of the There You Go, Son podcast. Thoughts on plastic bag bans and the use of shitty paper bags that can't hold more than 2 pounds? Well, not sadly, I shouldn't say that. That's not right. I'm a big proponent of getting rid of plastic bags. I fucking hate them. I can't stand them. I'm a big reusable bag guy, a big paper bag guy. To me, I'm not looking to put fucking 8 pounds of shit in a plastic bag. Like, for example, went to the grocery store today. The grocery store bagger proceeded to put the 8 very small cans of cat food with 5 single-serving yogurt containers, but then double bagged it. What's the fucking point? So now I only had, enough for really 2 bags of shit, but now I have 3 plastic bags. What am I supposed to fucking do with that? What's the point? There's no point. Give me the paper bags. And, if you ask for paper, they look at you like you got fucking 8 heads. At least the paper bags you can recycle. Plastic, if I want to recycle those plastic bags, I got to remember to bring them back to the fucking grocery store at some point. I can barely remember what fucking day it is. You want me to remember to bring back plastic bags? You're crazy. You're absolutely crazy. So, those are my thoughts, Corey. I am anti-plastic bag. There you go. Question number 5 from listener Mike. Do you like golden kiwi? If you haven't tried them, they're delicious. It's a statement and a question. I don't mind. I'll take it. I have never tried golden kiwi. In fact, I looked for them at Stop and Shop, not very hard when I was there today, but I will try that. We had a nice conversation going back and forth about the golden kiwi, and he said basically it's like a citrusy kiwi. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm down. I will definitely try that. Question number 6 from Donnie of The Quiet Violent. Donnie, thank you. Is there a nice way to tell people to fuck off at work? A way to be stern and not burn bridges? Outstanding question. Unfortunately, I don't really think there's a nice way, but I think the easiest and most succinct way is to simply say no. Granted, it depends on the question, but saying no is the best way to handle people at work. And the problem is that Donnie never fucking said no when I worked with Donnie. So I can see why he would ask this question, because the poor guy never fucking said no. I would hope by now he has learned to say no. But, boy. Because if you work with somebody, right, and you feel the need to tell them to fuck off, Jesus Christ, dude, don't associate with them. Don't go near them. And if they ask to talk to you, simply say no. That might be the best way to handle just about anything. Just say no. Just like drugs. Just say no. But boy, that's a tough one. I mean, I guess if you're not looking to burn a bridge, you can't really tell them to fuck off. You know what I mean? You can give them a stern no. And I don't think that shouldn't burn a bridge. But it would tell them to fuck off in that particular moment. A good stern no might be the best way to do it. Question number whatever the fuck I'm on. From my buddy Brian, who just asked, how do you really feel? I think it was because my Instagram story was basically like, hey, you assholes, ask a question. I get very mad at my meager Instagram following, which I can't for the fucking life of me figure out how to grow this audience. I am not good at this social media shit. I don't want it to be fake. You know, I want it to be organic and grow, but I really thought that by now I would have at least a few hundred followers on the gram, but I guess not. God, it's terrible. So how do I really feel? I don't know. Fair question. I mean, right this minute, I'm fucking exhausted. I'm on my 4th coffee of the day. I haven't slept in like fucking 4 days. It's terrible. So yeah, that's how I really feel. And again, I've said this 1,000 times. I enjoy doing this stupid podcast. And I, love the fact that people take time out of their day to listen to this crap for some ungodly reason. But hopefully I'm providing a shred of entertainment. Which is the goal, That's the goal. The goal is to give me something to do and to provide that shred of entertainment. But I would like to have a bigger audience. I mean, everybody would. That's in the pod game. Associate producer Dave, he asked, he's like, it's going to be TV movie related. Favorite shows and movies of all time. Loaded question, buddy. But favorite movie of all time is The Blues Brothers. Number 1 favorite movie ever. And quite frankly, the best movie ever made. Favorite shows. Jeez. Right now it's Ted Lasso. I mean, I fucking love that show. But a handful of shows that I thoroughly enjoy. Parks and Rec. I was a big Parks and Rec guy. Seinfeld, obviously. So I mean, it's. I would say it's a toss-up. Seinfeld is 1A, and then there's a handful of other shows at 1B. Ted Lasso, Parks and Rec. Was never it's not that I disliked The Office. I just didn't. I wasn't obsessed with The Office like some people are, and I feel I kind of missed out. But I loved Parks and Rec. Loved it. I mean, I've probably seen every episode 18,000 times. I absolutely loved it. It got me through some down times, that show, which is part of the reason why I thoroughly enjoy it. But yeah, so I mean, there you go. Yeah, The Blues Brothers, number 1, my favorite fucking movie of all time. Love it. Love it. Okay, last question, which is going to be the upcoming question of the week. This is my pal John from the Suburban Foodsman on the Instagram at Suburban Foodsman, all one word. Talks about food. John likes food. I like food. His question was very simple and straightforward. What's your biggest regret in life? Which is a fucking you want to talk about a loaded fucking question. That's crazy. I mean, how do you answer that? That's a tough one. I mean, regret is the absolute worst thing in the world to have. The absolute fucking worst thing. You should never have regret. If you have regret, then it means that you haven't done everything that you should have done with your life. The last thing you want to do, and everybody knows this is not news, is that when you're dying, when you're on your deathbed, you don't want to say, geez, I wish I had done this, or I wish I had said that. You don't want that. I think knowing that you should have done something is a tad different than regretting something. So, for example, I know that I should have finished school when I was supposed to finish school at 22, 23, whatever. Instead, I fucked around and waited till I was 35. And it fucked me in a way because, from the time I was 22 till 33 or so, it's just a fucking mishmash of crap. I wasted fucking 11 years of my life. Not that finishing school would have changed things per se, but it would have definitely set me off on a different path. So I think that's a regret, but I also think that's knowing full well that I should have done something differently. Granted, you could say that that's the same exact thing. I don't necessarily think that. I think of regret as, okay, I should have said this to that person. I know I should have done this at that point. You think, what would have happened if? What would have happened if I had actually grown a set of nuts and talked to this girl that I met in New York that one time? What would have happened? Your life would have gone off in a different direction. That kind of thing. I think my regrets are very different than other people's, and I can't imagine that people are gonna, be forthcoming with their regrets. It's probably not something that's very easy to talk about, right? You know you made a mistake. You know you fucked up. You didn't say this to that person that one time. Maybe that person passed away, and now there's no way to get that moment back. Maybe this person that you meant to say this thing has moved on, and there's no way to get that moment back. Shit like that. So I guess, yeah, I guess my biggest regret is probably not finishing. I honestly, I just wasted fucking 5 minutes of your time saying, well, I don't think that's the same thing as regret. And then it's the same fucking thing as regret. I regret, I don't know. I regret a lot of things, but fucking A, John, this isn't a couch. This isn't a fucking therapist couch. It could be, I guess. I don't know. Be a pretty shitty therapist, but what can he do? So I think that would probably be my biggest regret, is that I didn't take school seriously at all, and it's fucked me over. Here it is. I'm 43 years old. I have a job. That's about all that is. It's a job. So, I probably should rectify that. How? I don't know. And that's always been my problem. Is how do I fix these things? Obviously the school thing, I would have fixed it by just going to school. And I did that eventually. I did fix that problem. It just took me a while to get there, and now here I am sort of stuck in the same place. But yeah, so all right, we'll yeah. I don't want to talk about that anymore. So I'll put that up on the Instagram this week. What is your biggest regret? I'm very curious to see how many people actually reply. It'll be interesting. Mainly because I'm interested in honesty, and if I actually get honest answers, or any answers really. Maybe the well is run dry with Instagram questions. I don't know. We shall see. All right. Sorry for clearing my throat for the 8,000th fucking time. Whatever you do, don't count the number. No, don't even say that. Oh, Jesus. I have a bunch of voicemails to play. I actually got some voicemails, so guess what? I'm going to play them. If you'd like to get in on the fun, 617-657-4736, 617-657-4736, or if you can figure out how to use a telephone number pad, 617-65-RIP-'em. Call in, complain, do something.
Hey. Just Papa Gino's?
So the rough kids.
Anyway, oh yeah, Dave. Facebook. All these parents put their kids' birthdays on there. Like, oh, happy birthday, little Joey and Tommy and Sally, and all their adult friends, respond, "Happy birthday," like the fucking 2-year-old's gonna see it. Like, is this something they're gonna save for 20 years, or it just seems stupid. The whole thing's stupid.
No, it is stupid.
And that's it. That's all I got. Sorry. Bye.
Yep. That's right. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate the call. The whole thing is stupid. Facebook is stupid. Birthdays on Facebook are stupid. It's all stupid. Especially, though, with the kids, I'm not going to say kids are stupid because that's subjective. But, I mean, he's 1,000% right. He's spot on. Are they going to relay the message? Oh, I got the fucking hiccups. God damn it. Tommy, Sally, and Jimmy. Were those the names he used? I can't remember. Oh, hey. So-and-so just said happy birthday. Oh, hey, so-and-so. You'd have to fucking rattle off a bunch of them in the 2-year-old or the 3-year-old or even the fucking all the way up to, say, I don't know, 16. They're not going to give two shits. They're not going to fucking care. What's the point? Like the post and move on. Call it a day. If you really need to spend all that time on fucking Facebook, like the post, move on.
Hey, Dave. Chode.
Another insightful gem from Matt. Thank you very much.
Take two. It's a mulligan. You know how you blow up the toilet with a shit and you flush it all down, but a piece of shit is stuck? So you put a TP square right on it to flush it all down at once? I call that picking up the spare.
Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it. Here's what I don't get. So, my assumption is that he's examining the bowl post dump, right? It notices the stuck portion on the bowl and then placing the single TP square on that stuck portion of the bowl. At least that's my assumption. I'm not 100% sure. I'm a little confused by it. I mean, he's picking up the spare. That part's funny. It's just getting to that is what I can't wrap my head around. Because, I mean, is a single piece of toilet paper going to take care of the problem? I don't know. I've never tried it. Never had that issue. At least not that I can vividly recall. I probably have, but I don't think I've ever used a single piece of TP to then pick up the spare. I'm going to have to do a little bit more investigative research. But the punchline was good. Picking up the spare. That was funny.
Hey, Dave. Love the show. I'm sitting in a bar and I'm watching the U.S. women win another gold medal. Hashtag golden ways. I don't know. Look it up. Whatever. Some dude walks in. The bartender says, yeah, we have to wear masks again. It stinks. And this guy takes his fucking sunglasses off and puts them on the back of his head. Guy Fieri style. Hashtag out of bounds. Hashtag drivers all day. Hashtag break 150, you stupid asshole. This guy, he says, oh, what the fuck? It's got to be a control thing, right, man? And you say, whatever, bub. Delete.
I take offense with this particular phone call. I'll tell you why. Last Friday, I'm at Patriots training camp practice for Foxborough residents and season ticket holders. As a season ticket holder, I was entitled to attend. I went down a little early, stopped into the pro shop because I need a new Patriots hat. I purchased one. Unfortunately, I was still very early, so I decided to make my way up to Patriot Place to procure an alcoholic beverage. I stopped in to Bar Louie, sat down at the bar, ordered a beverage. I was sitting there actually watching volleyball, Olympic volleyball, not Olympic women's golf. And a gentleman sat down next to me with his sunglasses, Guy Fieri style, behind his head. Now, there's only one person on earth who can pull that off, and that is the one and only Mr. Guy Fieri. So, instantly I was like, okay, this is going to be annoying. And sure enough, that was accurate. He begins making small talk with the young lady behind the bar. He says, oh, you have to wear masks again. She says, yeah, it started today. It sucks. And then he says to her, yeah, it's just a fucking control thing. And then he decides at this point to look to his right where I'm sitting and look at me and say, you know what I mean? And yeah, sure, whatever, buddy. That was the extent of the conversation, but it kind of blew me away. And so much so, I tweeted about it at ComplainsPod on Twitter. Rob took that to mean something different, or he was mocking me, probably both, but whatever. It actually happened. That was a real event. I wish it wasn't true, but it happened. Thankfully, the gentleman got up and moved to the other side of the bar to join a couple of his buddies. But what possesses someone to automatically assume that just because there's a particular person in your general neck of the woods that they're going to automatically agree with your particular take, as if the government, that single unit entity, the government, as if it's fucking Thanos, is gonna make you wear a mask just to control you for some weird reason. That logic is so fucking skewed. But that's neither here nor there. I can kind of get Rob's skepticism, but at the same time, I'm not one to lie about such trivial things, or any things really. I'd like to think I pride myself on being a very honest and open person. So I'm kind of pissed off. that I would be taken to task over such fucking stupid shit. Like this fucking Guy Fieri wannabe sidling up to the bar. And, I don't know if he was hitting on the girl or what the fuck his deal was, but it was weird. I tweeted about it as I finished my drink and then went to practice, and practice sucked. Like, what's the fucking point of having an open stadium practice with season ticket holders if you're not going to put pads or shells on? Not just no pads, but no shells. It was a glorified walkthrough. It was boring as fuck, and I left halfway through. All in all, an entirely strange experience that was uncalled for. Both the practice and this gentleman at Bart Louie. Okay, as it is Thursday, it is time for 3 Gripes, where I pick 3 totally random and stupid things and talk about them, complain about them. I mean, if you've listened to the show, you know the drill. I am fucking dead to the world right now. Just a heads up. Another heads up. I hope you got a chance to listen to last week's interview with Jimmy G of at SSBP on Instagram, South Shore Bar Pizza. He's currently counting down his top 69. Nice. So check it out. It'll be worth your time. You can avoid some of the places that he is said to avoid. It's good and stuff. Also tomorrow, the footy preview show. Check it out if you like soccer. If you don't, if you just want to hear 3 idiots talking, no better place than right here on Complaints and Observations. Yeah. All right. Gripe number 1. This one is basic, quick, easy. When competing radio stations are playing the same song at the exact same time. I fucking hate this. This drives me fucking bonkers for a handful of reasons. First and foremost, rock radio doesn't really exist anymore. You get 2 stations in the Boston area. You get ZLX and you get 92.9. And then you have a smattering of the, adult contemporary rock on like 105.7, 103.3, shit like that. The occasional 99.1, but not much. So when those 2 stations, ZLX and 92.9, are playing the same fucking song, it pisses me off. I drive a 2010 Honda Fit, and I'm still listening to the fucking radio. There's no Bluetooth in my fucking car, so I can't listen to fucking Spotify. Can't stream. Can't listen to a pod. Gotta listen to the radio. And when they're playing the same song like they did the other day, they were both playing fucking Tom Sawyer by Rush. It's like, what the fuck? Now what? What am I gonna do now? I have to listen. I have to stop and listen to it because it's my only fucking choice. I could go to HJY in Providence, but, depending on where I am, it doesn't come in very good. I could put on 91.5 WBIM, Bridgewater State's fucking radio station, but I learned 3 straight weeks now, they've essentially played the same exact thing every week. So the computer just plays the same fucking playlist at the same time throughout the course of the week. I heard the same fucking Crowbar song 3 Mondays in a row. It's annoying. Granted, look, they're not in school, so why the fuck would they even be? I used to listen to the Rockland Public Schools station. I think it was like 88.9. Something like that. Great station, but you can only get it like literally in a like Whitman, Rockland, Abington. That's it. So that kind of sucked. But so yeah, it drives me fucking bonkers. I hate it. Gripe number 2. The influx of hard alcohol fucking everything. Read an article yesterday. Hard Mountain Dew. Oh, like, is it really fucking necessary? The only fucking people that drink Mountain Dew are kids that are playing video games. And they've done a hell of a job marketing their fucking trash beverage to that segment of the population. So now, are you targeting like the older gamers with your trash beverages? Because it's like 9% fucking alcohol. It's essentially Four Loko. Alcoholic sugar. That's all it fucking is. Alcoholic high fructose corn syrup. I swear to Christ, like, the only thing that makes money anymore is Vice, and that's why gambling is blowing up, and that's why you're seeing all this fucking shit. That's why you're seeing tons of dispensaries opening up. It's not too long before sex work is legalized in this country, because it's coming. Because that's like the last untapped taxable vice is sex. Am I wrong? No. I'm 1000% correct. It's coming. Makes me wonder if people with OnlyFans accounts are paying taxes. How do they hide that income? And does OnlyFans send these people a 1099? I mean, it shouldn't be embarrassing. It shouldn't really be that funny. It's work. It's a job. But you go to your accountant. Oh boy, this took a left turn, huh? You go to your accountant and you got your taxes. You got your W-2. Here you are, Joe. Take a look at this W-2. Yeah, tough year. Only made 40 grand. But I have this 1099 from OnlyFans where I made $250,000. I don't even know if that's accurate. I have no fucking clue. I'm making the whole thing up. But it's kind of funny. 1099 from OnlyFans. What are you doing there? Well, stuff. Gripe number 3. That we're having to bend over backward to these people who've chosen not to get vaccinated so that this fucking thing is going to be around forever. Enough already, okay? Look, we all know that it's your freedom and your choice. Like, you can't see it, but we're air quoting here. We all get it, okay? No one's taking anything from you. No one is saying that you can't. However, you're still being a selfish fucking little cocksucker because you think somehow you're giving up again to the government, that single entity, as if the government isn't a fucking swollen, bloated 100,000 person entity, as opposed to the single entity that is allegedly taking something from you. Let's get right down to it, okay? The number of potholes that cannot be fixed by the government should be enough of an indication that the government does not have the ability to really do much of anything. So if you have this weird thought in the back of your mind that it's somehow a government conspiracy to inoculate or put 5G chips into people, you're so fucking ass backward. Think about all the fucking dumb bullshit government pork that's out there, and then ask yourself if they have the actual capacity to sort of put a coherent thought together. Never mind a mass, a giant global conspiracy against everybody. It's just not fucking, it's functionally not possible. But listen, I don't need the constant news stories about how you have people complaining about businesses that are going to require vaccinations. So, for example, a restaurant or a concert venue, or an artist for that matter, Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit. They're currently on tour, but they're not going to play any shows unless the venue requires vaccinated patrons. They are well within their rights to do that. It's not a constitutional thing. It's not a HIPAA thing, because you don't know what HIPAA is. These people that throw HIPAA around, HIPAA is not a thing. HIPAA has nothing to do with vaccinations. Zero. So enough already. All you're doing is filling up the hospitals and fucking things up for literally all mankind. Everybody, it just... I saw something today where it said that polio was eradicated, technically eradicated back in 1979. And why do you think that is? Vaccinations. Weird, ain't it? Yet here we are, still having to deal with this bullshit. This fucking virus that's just going to get fucking worse, because now you're seeing kids get it. And you'd like to think that seeing kids get it would be enough to get these fucking stupid assholes to just go and get a fucking shot. But we all know that when things happen to kids, it doesn't mean a fucking thing to a vast majority of these same fucking people. You had 30 fucking kids get shot in a goddamn elementary school, but it did nothing for gun control. Zero. So now you're going to see a bunch of fucking kids get this goddamn virus and die, and guess what? It ain't going to do a fucking thing. Because there's way too many fucking troglodytes roaming around out there that are fucking things up for everybody. That's my goddamn 2 cents, and quite frankly, I'm tired of it. I'm not going to bend over backwards to these fucking people. That's all I got. I'm fucking mad. That's it for the program. I'm going to leave it on a high note. Not really. I'm going to leave it on a fucking irritated note, because I'm fucking irritated. I'm going to have my Instagram question of the week up soon. It'll basically be, what is your biggest regret in life? I'm very curious to hear. If you're listening to the show, I'm going to ask you kindly to go to @ComplainsPod on Instagram, and I'm going to ask you kindly to participate in the question of the week. And I'm also going to thank everyone that has already participated in the question of the week. It is so appreciative. So fucking appreciative. I love it. The more that I can connect with you sorry people that are listening to this shit, the better. But that'll be up. @ComplainsPod on Instagram, @ComplainsPod on Twitter. I do have a Facebook page, but fuck Facebook. I have a YouTube page that I haven't done anything with. I was thinking about starting a TikTok page, and I'm like, oh boy, TikTok, right? Because that's what everybody needs to see, is a fucking old fat guy trying to be funny on TikTok. I don't know. We'll see. Doubt it, but we'll see. Show mail @complaintsandobservations.com. I do have a website, complaintsandobservations.com. I have a store, bonfire.com/store/complaints. Check it out. There's still t-shirts up there. Buy a t-shirt. Support the show. You're not supporting anything. I don't make any money off those. It's just for you to walk around in a fucking dumb t-shirt and people be like, oh, what's that? Well, it's a dumb show that I listen to. What else? 617-657-4736. Call the show. Be like Matt and Rob and leave a message. Talk about shit. Make fun of my show. Make fun of me. I don't fucking care. Doesn't really matter. Just participate, right? Right? And then soccer preview show is coming. It'll be not an episode number 6, I believe. I was going to incorporate it into this episode, but it ended up being a very long conversation. Very in depth. It's really, my two friends who know way more about fucking European football than I do, and it shows. But I'm still a noob, and I fully admit that I'm still a noob. But I enjoyed the conversation. It was good. So check it out. Tell your friends, tell your moms. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Godspeed. Ta-ta.